Welcome to Sax of Friends. I'm your host, Dave, saxologist. Today, my special guest is a multi-instrumentalist, educator, and one of the hardest working men in show business. My brother, Aaron Quarterman Jr., aka Q. I just call him Q. Q man. What's up? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How are you, man?
Oh man, I am wonderful, man. Thank you for agreeing to do this with me, man. Because I know you're very busy. I look at your schedule, man. I'm like, oof.
Yeah, man. I love what I do, though. It's
I
worth
know
it.
you do. I know you do, brother. You know what I mean? Yes, and it
Mhm.
shows, man. You know what I mean? Yeah, most
Right.
certainly. So, Q, let's go back to what got you inspired to play any instrument.
Um, that's a good question. So when I was in elementary school, the marching band came by to visit, and they were demonstrating their instruments and stuff. And I got to see the saxophone. I was like, whoa. And the guy demonstrated the saxophone playing the marching band, high school marching band. And it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I still wasn't quite interested until I heard my mom played on the radio, smooth jazz. And I was like, who's that? And I was like, that's Kenny G. So, oh, Kenny G, what is he playing? It's like, it's just called saxophone. So, oh, interesting. So kind of sparked my interest. And I decided on my own terms to learn the saxophone. So, of course, like every student, I started on alto saxophone. And then middle school, I noticed everyone played the alto, and I kind of wanted to stand out. So that's when I switched to tenor. Because I was a
Okay.
bigger horn, yeah, bigger means better, but not necessarily.
Right, right.
All phones are amazing. So, but that's how I kind of got inspired by just seeing older students play it, and I was like, oh, and I actually got to see it and everything.
Okay.
And I was 9, going on 10 at the time, going to 4th grade, and that's when that's basically my beginnings, and I went from there. And and I had this teacher. His name was Mr. Fry, and because at the time, like, I took it somewhat serious, but I wasn't like too serious about it. I took the summers off, when I wasn't in concert band in elementary school. And he's like, when I was about to graduate, you know, like the day before, he's like, "You're not going to quit, are you?" I'm like, "No." I kind of just said to say, so no, no, just not to hurt his feelings.
All right.
But little did I know, I actually did not quit. I continued through middle school, high school, and yeah, here I am today. And also middle school, it was definitely like that time where people were like picking on the band geeks and stuff like that, and a little jealous and stuff. So I was thinking, like, oh, maybe try some football, get more friends and stuff. So I asked my dad, should I do football or, it's like, no, do what you want, do what you want. So, I kept sticking to it,
Right.
and I'm glad I did. I'm glad I did.
And the world is better for you that you did that too, my brother. you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
So did you have any musical influences in the family? Did anybody play instruments in the family or?
Right. No one really played any instruments. My brother played a little piano, but he quit like in middle school. So I just kind of had to go off my own
Yeah.
motivation, really.
Right.
They used to force me to practice, though, that was that. But, they weren't musically inclined.
Okay.
Um,
Did saxophone
yeah.
come? I know you a little bit, and I know how awesome you are. So I want to know your development. Was it hard for you when you started? Because you're pretty damn good, and you seem like you had one of those guys that might have had a little touch that already had something going. So how did it start for you?
um, I think, like I said, I think I had pretty good ears back then. I was able to listen to something and play it back. I remember that there's a piano in the house, and when I heard something on the TV, maybe a song, I'll just play it back casually on the piano. I was like, "What? How'd you do that?" You know. So I already had definitely a little something. Saxophone in general, my tone wasn't the best, that's for sure. But I definitely was better than some some folks in my band, and they were surprised about that. And I love to improvise. And sometimes I'll be my downfall because I'll kind of refuse to read the notes on the paper. It's like, oh, band teacher's like, why aren't you playing that? He's like, I don't know. I kind of like this better. It's like, no, you're not supposed to do that, Aaron. You're supposed to read the notes, note for note. And, because that was hilarious, especially in middle school, I'll get ridiculed because, be annoying. It's like, oh, this sounds so much better. I kind of look more horse around. So I was definitely like a class clown, just messing around. And then, because I just hear so many different ideas, like, oh, this will sound so much better,
Instead of just playing the sheet music, you already had you had ideas in your head what you wanted to explore right then, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right then and there, right then
Yeah.
and there. And I would be fascinated as soon as I found out about altissimo or extended techniques. I got right into that early, and I used to annoy all the band kids and the teachers. So, stop squeaking, man, stop squeaking. Soon those squeaks turned into notes, and those trumpet players were like, what? Hey, they got a little threatened there, the trumpet players.
Yeah.
And yeah, and like I said, I already had that like exploring mindset, and kept listening to more players, especially as YouTube became very accessible. I started looking up people like James Carter, who would
Ooh.
just play in the stratosphere, then low and multiphonics. He's a crazy cat. Crazy cat.
A lot of people, it's funny you mentioned that. A lot of people sleep on him. Q. They don't realize how good that guy is, man.
Oh, he's underrated for sure. I
He
mean,
is very,
his sound's not for everyone given, but my goodness, if you just like put that bias aside, he's like amazing. He's a technical master.
He is, man. He said, and the whole range of the horn, he from
I
the
mean,
top
there's
to the
there's there's,
bottom.
there's still techniques he does that I can't quite do like him. Like he's one of a kind for sure.
Well, if you can't do it, then yeah, that means that then because I know your capabilities, bro, especially on altissimo. What is that you hit one time? Is it like what's the highest note? Is it a double something altissimo? Because I heard you hit it one time.
Highest note I could play. I mean, I
Yeah,
guess
yeah,
on average, I would say a C8 concert C, which is like the highest note on the piano, highest note.
right.
That's like consistent. But the highest note I ever did was like almost an octave above that, so like a C9.
Man,
So
it's a lot of stuff going
yo,
on
dog.
in there, man. Right? It's a lot of going on in there to do that, right on the throat, right?
Oh yeah, definitely
Yeah.
like a voicing tongue position, definitely tongue position. And my tongue is like arched back in this fast stream of air.
All right.
And just a lot of trial and error. A big proponent to that is getting that right mouthpiece. And so obviously I did continue my musical journey beyond high school. I was hesitant about that, but I was like, I don't know, I just want to give it a shot. So I went to Bucks County Community College, and that's when the real experimentation came. And I'm really glad I went to that college because it was intense, but it was so laid back at the same time. And I already had that motivation. So there's definitely a lot of lazy people with me, not with the same mindset. They're just doing it to do it. It's like, what are you doing here? And some are like, I remember we're never going to finish. They're like, oh, I'm dropping out community college, and just kind of did it for fun. But I took it very seriously. And that was the time where I really just, at the time, my music theory sucked. I had to learn from scratch. But I'm glad that I learned music theory. It allowed me to become a better musician and write my own music, actually, because I had a lot of stuff in my head. I just couldn't write it out. But going back to the techniques, that's where I really went into Tissimo and this whole gear hunt. I was just mouthpiece after mouthpiece and spending all my money. Is oh my goodness. But for me,
Been
what
there.
works for me, that works for me to get good altissimo.
Yeah.
Is a high baffle. High baffles are definitely like what makes it easy.
What are you playing now on your tenor? What's your setup on tenor right now?
Right. So right now it's a Barkley Brazil mouthpiece.
Okay.
Like if you look up Dave Pollock, I believe he plays one of those.
Yeah, you know,
These,
as a matter of fact, I saw those at the NAMM show. I know what you're talking about. Those are real nice too, man. Yeah.
yeah, wish I had it with me, but yeah, it's pretty cool. They got nice finishes. Plastic. I was like, oh, interesting. But I started with my put it on tenor, and it was just great. It was easier compared to like I used to play jumbo Java and even Jody Jazz. I was really into Jody Jazz. I still like that as a backup piece. Jody Jazz, what was it called?
The
The
Giant,
Jet.
the
The
Giant, or
Jet.
the Jet. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, the Jet. Because I like the brighter sounds. And also having a brighter sound definitely helps with Altissimo too. Um, but let me see. So yeah, Barkley Brazil. I discovered that like 2 years ago, and man, it was a game changer. And I have it on all my saxophones,
oh, okay,
soprano, and alto. Oh my goodness, soprano was the biggest game changer because that allowed me to go up altissimo and soprano. Soprano altissimo is very hard,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
and it's like, but yeah, that mouthpiece changed it, and it's a shame because Barkley, they were discontinuing that particular model I got, and I'm lucky I got it on eBay, and it was great.
It's not the metal one you said. Is it the hard
No,
rubber?
no, these are plastic mouthpieces, not metal.
Oh yeah. I'm,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out, man. I haven't seen those. I don't think I know the metal one. I don't know about the
Oh,
plastic
the
one.
plastic ones is just the one I have. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I definitely highly recommend those. I'm still able to play dark and everything, but definitely my primary thing is playing bright and soulful.
And what horn are you playing? What sax are you playing?
I'm still playing on my tenor. I'm still playing my P Marriott horn, 66 RCL. But now I'm actually loving the better sax tenor
Oh yeah.
by Jay. Yeah, I'm playing that actually.
What?
It's crazy. You
Yeah.
would think I'll be playing the Selma or anything, but that brand, I don't know. I just like the horn. It's just nice. It's affordable.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, what makes the sound is the mouthpiece and the reed. And, that's what makes it. And as long as you have a decent responding horn, that's not the priority. The priority is the mouthpiece. Is your mouthpiece good?
You're
And then
right.
if you have a somewhat free blowing horn, you're good. So
And what about alto? What do you play on alto and
on,
soprano?
on alto, oh yes, on alto I play a Yamaha student horn. Um, and that just plays great for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I used to play my old one that I had since like fourth grade,
oh,
but it finally just had its day, and I didn't feel like spending like thousands of dollars to get it repadded and everything. So
right.
got another one. Yamaha, you can't go wrong with Yamaha, especially for alto. Like those things are built like a tank.
They last forever. It may, it have been through so many hands. Maybe it might have to been repadded one time, but those things, like you said, they're bulletproof, man. Yeah.
Yes, and you can resell it,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you still get a lot of money out of that.
That's
Yeah.
true.
So,
You're right.
and for soprano, I have like a store brand from Sam Ash called John Baptiste
Okay, I've
soprano,
seen those. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it was cool because it kind of looked similar to my P Marriott tenor horn with the same finish, the bronze finish. I had like a bronze finish.
Right.
And it played great, and that's the only horn soprano I got to play actually. And as far as another detail I did the past couple of years, because straight soprano particularly is very very hard to mic up, right?
Okay.
And I looked into saxophone pickups. Think about it like a guitar, right?
Right. Right. Right.
And basically I was like, okay, luckily my soprano had two necks, so I chose one neck, which is the bent neck. I have a bent neck, and I decided to drill a hole and get the pickup in there. And man, it just changed everything.
What? Okay.
Yeah, the benefits of doing that is that no feedback. No feedback. You turn up the mic, almost like a guitar, and basically it gets the whole sound of the horn. So straight soprano, particularly, that's the game changer. You won't have to worry about, oh, I'm sounding too nasally, I'm sounding too this. You can adjust everything. Like somehow it picks it up. It's called piezo barrel, and I also had that for my clarinet as well.
You know, I went to
And
see Marion Meadows a little while ago, a few weeks ago, and he had he was playing his straight Yamaha, and I
yeah,
saw him down there with I saw him with his doing something with his foot.
okay,
So I think he had a pedal on there too.
right. Yeah, and a lot more people are definitely have a lot of effects on their horns, like pedals like a guitar player would,
Yeah.
with delays and all this stuff and looping. That's pretty cool. And I recently got into the Iwi. This is a Rolling Aerophone 8020. This is
Okay.
like if I had like, because I play, as you know, I play a lot of instruments, but this is
Yes, you
like
do.
this is my top three. That says a lot. Cause, but this is like the coolest instrument I like ever played because it combines the synths. Because you have one, you have a
Yeah.
Yamaha,
Right. Right. Uh-huh.
and you can play anything on this.
You
Like
can.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the cool thing about the Aerophone is, you can play this with one hand. So I customized the fingers. I could play this one hand, and you saw some of my pictures. I could play like two or three at once,
Yeah.
and man, it's really cool. So the possibilities are endless with this. Like I could sound just like Stevie Wonder. Let me see if I can get this. You know.
Yeah. It's not really coming through, but I know what you're saying, though. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
That's nice. So you know what? Too, I want to ask you about when you were in school, man. You won some competitions, man, a solo competition, and I was reading about that. I said, so how did that go, man? The competition you were best soloist, and
Oh
which
yeah. In high school, right?
yeah, 2017, first place. Yeah,
2017. Yeah, that
Stacks in
was a
the City.
saxophone. That's a saxophone competition, right?
Yeah.
Man, that was pretty cool, man. It was intense because there are some favorites, and I was the underdog there, and no one expected me to win. And there are some really nice cats. Ones that toured with Alicia Keys.
Okay.
I forgot his name, but yeah, he was very good. But I don't think he followed the rules or something like that or something. There's particular rules, particular songs he had to play.
Yeah.
You couldn't pick all your songs, maybe just one or two. But it was great because the one thing they didn't do, because it was particularly like more R&B centered, and they loved up my high notes. That's what got me to win, and with circular breathing as well.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
No one did on that competition. There's one guy that was good, but he was in the intermediate one, and he's very good. His name is Akechi, and very nice alto player and multi-instrumentalist. It was funny when I was there. I was like, "What the heck?" He's just playing drums casually, and then with piano. So there's a lot of great musicians there. Um, but yeah, I was very lucky to win, and all I brought was my tenor. I didn't need anything else. Some people brought two horns. I just needed one to do it.
That's
And
what's
some
up, man.
people, some people had their wireless mics and everything moving on around the stage. I just used their, you know, Shure mic. That was it. I
Right.
didn't need that flashiness to win. It's just like, just hear me.
That's it.
Yeah. And, some people were just, oh, it's acoustics in the room that made you win and all this stuff. That was funny. But, and they wanted the favorite to win so bad, but, I don't think he read the room properly because he was, playing with the drummer and playing the giant step stuff, which was really cool. But he was not interacting with the audience, I guess.
Okay.
So, but yeah, that definitely taught me a lot, and it's something I carried with me to this day.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Hey,
Yeah.
let me ask you about you studied with Lenny Pickett, man. Talk to me about that,
Yeah.
bro.
Yes, Lenny Pickett, man. Oh my goodness. But he my huge inspiration for artisanal playing. I mean, so I was determined to contact him and get in touch one day. And that was actually the year after the sax competition, uh, where I was like, okay, where's he? Oh, NYU. Okay, maybe contact NYU. Maybe at like, so I acted like I was interested in going to NYU. And I was like, oh, Lenny Pickett, do you have his contact information? It's like, sure, here's his email, because he doesn't have his contact information anywhere, really. It was kind of like disclosed. And so I decided to email him, and I know I'll get his attention. Extreme Altissimo. And I was like, hey, Lenny Pickett, big fan. I would love to have a lesson with you. Blah, 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 blah. And he actually responded. It's like, wow. He said, oh, cool, man. Yeah, yeah. Let's do it. And so he actually invited me over to his apartment, and that's where we had the lessons at, and right in Manhattan, I believe. And it was mind blowing. He's a genius, you know. He's got all these particular things, and I definitely learned quite a bit of new information from him. Like Altissimo, he uses the palm keys for Altissimo stuff, and that's how he gets his high notes, and also the low overtones. So he loves using the overtone series rather than fixed fingerings,
Yeah.
and that's how it gets those extreme notes. Because just you get to a certain range in the saxophone, and fingers can only do so much. It's all in the amateur,
Right.
all in the amateur. Obviously, the lower altissimo, like the altissimo A, G, whatever, that's fine. You can finger that, I think. But there's a certain range where fingers don't matter anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of, you have to treat it, because trumpet, it's really the amateur that's doing the work, especially for those high notes they put. And so that's how, luckily, having experience already with the trumpet, it made altissimo even easier for me. But because they're using the same method with their tongue and their throat and airstream. So it's funny how you would think wood and brass women have nothing to do with each other, but they're actually related in that sense of hitting those high partials, high altissimo notes. And so that was cool, because it came in handy, because Lenny Pickett, he was kind of impressed that I played trumpet too. And he actually learned a little something from me too. So that was funny.
Okay. That's what's up,
But
man.
yeah, that's a lesson. I mean, he used bass clarinet reeds, and he was showing me how he used a reed geek to like file it in such a particular way, and he had like pencil in the reeds. He was very like serious about that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Because how else is he supposed to hit those high notes every night on Saturday Night Live?
I know, man. And him and Sanborn used to be on there too sometime, right? Sanborn would sit in, he would come in. So you can imagine Lenny Pickett and Sanborn in there. Oh man,
What a combo.
that's a room there, brother.
Yeah. And so during the thing, we will like kind of have like a little jam session. He would solo, I would solo, he'll have it recorded and stuff. And so that was really cool. And he just told me, man, just be yourself, man. Don't listen to anyone else. Just be yourself. What sounds good to you. Find your own sound and stuff. And like I said, I'm very grateful for that lesson. I was very starstruck. I was like, wow, here he is. And he was kind enough to actually, after the lesson, take me to the SNL studio.
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
And see the rehearsal going down. And that's when I seen other players. I can't name on top of my head, but it was badass. and it was cool, because they had like headphones so I can hear each other, like in your monitors in a sense, and everything they were doing in the sheet music. And he would show me how he would compose the music a bit, and he would just hear ideas in his head, he said, and just write it down, notated. I was like, how does he even learn that? Like, it's crazy because it's mostly self-taught, exception to clarinet.
Right.
It was just very fascinating talking to him. And but he also, you know, he also said like, hey man, being a musician is even harder today than it was back then. I'm like, I don't know, how is that possible? But you know, since he's already settled in his, I guess, job, he's like, you know, he's already set for him, so he
Yeah.
doesn't know the ins and outs of today's world with social media. And social media is a powerful tool today.
Yes, it is.
You
Yeah.
know, so there's still ways for musicians to get out there easier than him back then.
Yeah.
Although, but I know what he means in other aspects, like maybe certain session work is not as applicable today.
And the
Um,
festivals, trying to get into festivals is pretty tough too,
right,
isn't it? Yeah.
right, and that, yeah, because now people use tracks and they don't need full bands anymore.
Yeah.
So that's less work for us. But there's still ways around it. Like I said, online posting your stuff. That's the way to get some recognition. Spotify streams. You know, just when there's a will, there's a way, right?
Yeah, like I found you on
Eh,
Facebook. You remember I found
right,
you on Facebook.
exactly.
I was like, you remember I hit you up. I said, "Man, do you teach, man?" You was like, "Yeah, I can help you." You know, we worked for a while.
Right.
And by the way, you're a really good teacher too, bro. I'm telling you, man. You
Oh, I
really,
appreciate it.
yeah, because you're so focused because you, it's in you. Music is in you, and it comes out. And I know, taking lessons from you, I was like, yeah, 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 he's all right. So, how many instruments do you actually play for you?
Currently, I play 18 instruments.
Okay. And
Yeah,
how many do
yeah.
you teach now?
How many do I teach? Um, Currently, I teach about seven instruments.
Okay.
Yeah, I used to teach more, but it got overwhelming. A lot too busy, because for me, I love performing first and teaching. So I prioritize. Currently, I prioritize performing a little bit more.
That's cool, man.
But
Yeah.
but during the pandemic, that's why I was just nothing but teaching for the most
Yeah.
part.
I was just like, man, I remember when I was taking lessons from you, and we would talk, and then you were in your room, and I saw something in the corner. I said, "Q, what is that?" Oh, that's a French horn. Now I'm playing French horn. I'm like, you remember that? You just-
Yeah,
you-
yeah,
I was like, man, you just pick up a new instrument every other week, man.
yeah. Right, right. But I think I'm about pretty much about done. But you never know with me, right?
I was gonna say, that movie, they had a show called Eight is Enough. I'm gonna say, you mean 18 isn't enough? You know?
I think I capped off for sure because it's like I get paranoid because like at a gig I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to bring everything, but sometimes you can't.
How do you manage, Q? Okay, I know you went to school for saxophone, and you have perfect pitch too, don't you? Or
Yeah,
you
I
have
do.
perfect pitch, yeah. So the other instruments that you picked up,
Uh-huh.
how hard was it for you to self teach yourself on all these items? What did you do?
YouTube, man, YouTube
You did?
University,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
So,
and just a bunch of tutorials. And since I have an idea already on one instrument, definitely was an advantage, like as far as the theory of learning scales and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, what do I want to sound like? So I just look up famous guitar players or famous piano players and get inspired that way to give me motivation. Like, okay, this is what I want to sound like. I want to sound like just like this guy, you know, but also be realistic. Like I'm known not gonna be Oscar Peterson on
right,
piano,
right, right.
but that's someone that aim high. If I could get half as good as him, that'd be great. Or stuff like that. Um, so that's basically without YouTube, I don't think I would be as well equipped. But I would have figured it out. But definitely, like I said, today's technology is great, and you
It
can
is, yeah.
learn a lot of things. Like I was able to see all the guitar chords and stuff just right online. Easy access and get inspiration just like that. Inspiration just for even for an odd instrument like the Iwi. You just a ton of players you can see that are taking advantage of this. That's my latest instrument. I just got it this year.
What's that again?
The Iwi.
Oh, the Evie, they're rolling?
Yeah, the rolling
Yeah,
aerophone
yeah,
thing.
yeah. Okay.
I just got that earlier this year. There'll be videos coming out soon, but I've been having a lot.
You know what? Those things are so fun to play, man. You know, the EWE, man, they're because you can do all the sounds. I mean, you can play most of the instruments. I can't play any of them though. Like I did one with a flute. Man, that thing sounded so good, man. It really sounded like a flute. You know, I was like,
Right.
I thought I was,
Exactly.
you know, I
Yeah.
thought it was Herb Hubert Laws over there, man. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I can get, and it's like, boom, it's just saxophone things. You don't have to worry about actually learning an instrument.
Right,
But
right.
for me, it actually motivates me to get better. It's like, oh shit, this sounds too good. Maybe step up my flute game. Maybe step up my violin game. Oh my god.
What do you practice these days, man? Saxophone wise.
Saxophone wise, uh, mostly just the songs, like new songs, and that helps me like doing what I got to do, like technique wise. So I just go about what do I have to do now? Do I have to learn the songs? Okay, cool. And so I learned the key of that song and practice the scale and get efficient and improvising over that. And also, I'm always practicing altissimo as well because that can go. If you don't practice that, especially extreme register, that can go
I
instantly.
can imagine.
Don't use it, you lose it.
I
That's
know
all I
that's
gotta
right.
say about that. Uh, and of course, long tones. Always looking on long tones and keeping my tone up because sometimes there are times where I don't practice, and sometimes that like affects my tone. So I always like make sure like, okay, I got a dedicated time frame, 30 minutes, not just 30 minutes doing long tones and exercises like that, and working on other techniques. Like circular breathing was a game changer for me as far as that. So sometimes I always run out of breath, and now I don't have to.
How did you learn that? The circular breathing.
It was kind of like by mistake. I looked at some tutorials and online and about the stroll on the water,
Yeah, yeah.
and then Kenny G just kind of, oh yeah, you're like a bagpipe, you're a human bagpipe, and I don't know, it just kind of came out of nowhere. You just got to experiment, and I consider myself lucky because it's such a weird technique.
And a lot of guys, probably most saxophone players probably can't do it. And I don't even think a lot of them even try because it's not easy though, is it?
No, I
No.
wouldn't say,
Yeah.
especially on flute. That's it's weird because saxophone you're allowed to blow a little harder. Flute you got to keep it like tight,
Oh yeah.
and so basically you kind of have to use a bit of this lower area to kind of breathe in and out because if you mess up this, you can't blow a flute like that.
Yeah.
You have to have it like very like tight and centered.
Hey,
But just a lot of trial and error. I would encourage everyone to try it, and don't be discouraged because it's funny because for example, altissimo, when I play super high, the low notes are easier. So if you aim high for that impossible
yeah.
thing, everything else becomes so much easier, so much easier.
I remember you telling me when I was taking lessons with you that one thing you did tell me though, always do long tones. If I don't do nothing else, I'll practice long tones every day. Even if I don't feel like doing nothing else, at least 15 minutes of just long tones. Because
Right.
it keeps you straight, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It keeps you centered, keeps you having control over the horn.
Yeah.
Because that's what you want. You don't want to be fighting your instrument. You want the instrument, you know, playing for you. Because I had those days where I was just struggling. Oh my gosh, so resistant or can't play anything. Like, oh, I suck. But as soon as you do those long tones, it's like it actually becomes less resistant, becomes better. And there are times where I could play on any reed and sound good.
Yeah.
And those are the days you want. Those are the times you want. Um, but just repetition, staying consistent, have a consistent schedule. You can't just play once a month
Right.
or you know, it's bad.
But if you don't want to practice, because I remember when I first started out, I went to my teacher and I told him, I came there with my alto and I said, I want to sound like Sanborn. He said, me too. So he said, so he
Right,
said, but we got to get a note out first, though. You know what I'm saying? I told
right.
him, I
No
want to be
out first,
Sanborn.
right? Yeah, exactly.
So,
And speaking of that, it's good to listen to your favorite players and try to actually do that because you'll sound maybe a portion like them,
right,
and that's what keeps you motivated. That's what keeps me motivated, because I will play along with Sanborn sometimes, like transcribing his lines a little bit, just playing some of his melodies by ear and just kind of mimic his tone, kind of internalize it
right.
so you know what you kind of want to sound like. And that helps immensely.
Yeah.
And the gear selection you pick, luckily there's a bunch of information like, oh, yes, this will has a brighter sound. So like Sanborn, that helps too. Like I was like, for example, like Lenny Pickett's, oh yeah, I play on this, I play. Um, so I had like guidelines. Okay, this is the gear he has, so I kind of have an idea how it gets. He plays on a huge opening. Oh my goodness, like maybe a 10 or something crazy.
There's some of those guys. What I wonder when they have a big mouthpiece like that, he probably has a 3 or 4 reed too, or something on it too, along with that, or
Oh
maybe a
yes,
softer. Yes, you know.
he has a heart rate.
Right.
That's the only way. Sometimes he's able to get away with softer reads, he says, but for the most part, it has to be hard in order to get it consistent. Because
Yeah.
the thing about soft reads is they can wear out. You can get the high note, but it won't be.
It gets a little
If you have,
thin, and it might shut down on you too, right? The thin.
right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's a good way to um actually make Altissimo easier once you go to that hard read, because you can practice on the soft read, and then when you go to hard reads, oh, it's light work because the
Yeah.
hard read's doing the work for you, right? It's like resistance training.
Right.
Yeah, and vice versa. Playing a hard read makes the soft read even softer. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes, so sometimes it's good to experiment like that. If you're having a day where you're like, oh my gosh, sometimes playing on a purposely stuffy setup makes your other setup so much easier to play.
Because you're so used to fighting this one, so it'll be a
Yeah,
little easier. Yeah, I hear you saying.
yeah. So sometimes that works. But as far as reads, I didn't even mention what read I
Yeah, what you
play.
playing?
Playing a Diodario Select Jazz. Right now it's 4 soft.
Oh, is that foul or unfouled?
uh, unfouled, always. I prefer unfouled. I don't know why. I guess I kind of like the crispier, brighter sound. It's subjective, but it just works for my setup. Because sometimes, and that's the thing. It's like just because it's a hard read, sometimes it depends on the mouthpiece. Like if you're playing on a 10 opening or 9 or 8, sometimes a softer read. That softer read, if you're playing like on the 2.5, that's enough. That's actually resistant enough,
Yeah.
right? It's like
Yeah.
that balance, right? But if you're playing on 2 hard sets, well, of course, that's like impossible. Versus like if you play on a 5 opening, then a 4 will be easier to play on that mouthpiece than a bigger mouthpiece. Makes sense?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
Kurt Wayland plays a big tip opening too. I think he plays like a 10 or something like that with like a 4 or 5 read too. It's like
right.
insane.
For me, my happy medium is a 7. I'm playing on a 7. I think basically on all horns, maybe 6 on the soprano, something like that.
Yeah, that's
But
what
yeah,
I'm doing.
that's the sweet spot that works for me. But everyone's different.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically for me, it's the read size in general terms is 3.5. That's like my favorite because I'm still able to get high, but I'm able to get low, soft sounds too. So the goal is you want everything, you want to play everything on one set. That's for me because I don't like switching mouthpieces. I don't know about you, but it's like I like sticking to one mouthpiece and developing my sound like
Once I
that.
find the one, right? Once you find the one, right? Yeah, yeah. And I'm with Jody Jazz. I'm doing Jody Jazz right now. You used to do the. I thought you had told me about the Giant. Maybe it was the Jet instead, though.
The Jet. I told you
Yeah,
about the Jet.
yeah,
I used to play the DV, but that was I guess not for me. I guess I couldn't do everything I wanted on there, but that's a great sound. You get a sweet sound on the
yeah,
DV.
yeah.
But the
Yeah.
Jet was my favorite as far as Jody Jazz line.
He's
Hmm.
got a new one coming out next year. Actually, he's gonna have it at the NAM show.
Oh,
And
nice.
yeah, so I'll see what he's looking at. He's trying to tell me that ham hammer. You seen the ham hammer one he has? That big, heavy ham
Yeah.
hammer one? Yeah. He said, because I interviewed him, I don't know if you know that. I interviewed him a couple months ago.
Yeah, I know you did. That's
Yeah.
really cool, man.
And then he
Yeah.
says, yeah,
How'd you pull that off?
you know what? I just hit him up, like I did you guys, and I hit up his people, and they said, sure. I was shocked because I tried to do Cannonball, but they told me, they're getting ready for the NAM show, so they wouldn't do it. But I'll see them at the NAM show, so I may be able to, get something done later though. But yeah, but Jody's he's a great player too, man. Not only is he
Yeah, he's a great player, man.
oh,
He can play upstairs too, man.
oh,
I'm
man,
surprised.
he's a beast, man.
As busy as he is, he's killing it.
Speaking of busy, brother, I was going to ask you, man. I wonder how many dates, if you were to realize, how many dates you think you do a year, man? Because
That's
I
a
look
good
at your
question.
calendar.
I would say like hundreds. Really, it's like
Yeah,
hundreds a year. If I would add it all up, 100 plus.
easy.
You know. Yeah, but now I just kind of like to cut it back because sometimes like I can have like 18, 20 shows at 1 month, but it's like that would kill me, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So now I kind of keep it at 10 to 12, something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, you got a lot going on, but I says,
Because I have to say no a lot now.
oh, do you?
It used to be the other way around, but once you get into it and you get a rhythm, you'll be the one saying no. So yeah.
I've seen the responses from your from a lot of your shows and stuff, man. Yeah, people love you, man, because you're an awesome dude, man. So let me ask you about you're like a chameleon. You play everything, every genre. So how
Johnny,
did you
right?
come up with that to play country, everything? Talk to me.
Right, right. That's a good question. Like, it all started with my solo set because before I used to play in a lot of bands and prioritize jazz. But as soon as I got like in a bar and restaurant, they didn't want to hear just jazz. You know, you go to a country tavern and go want to hear jazz, like no. So I'm like, well, I want more shows, and I also want to push the saxophone to other territories, kind of like what people like Dave Sanborn, Kenny G, and those other people kind of fuse it with pop music. I want to do that too. So I started going that route, and yeah, I mean, it's like because I used to get denied all the time, because I live in a mixed area, and the white venues are kind of scared of people like me.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, politics like that, and it's like, oh, you won't be the right fit here. So I was like, you know what? I'll get them. I'll get them. So that was kind of my motivation to learn things like country and rock and all that stuff. And it's been working very well for me. So I just basically, because jazz for me, that's fairly hard genre to learn. I went to school for jazz, to learn the language and the bebop fingering,
Right, right.
that takes a lot of dedication. So learning like simple music like rock, that's light work,
Yeah, yeah.
Like it was so easy, you know. And it's just like basic chords and stuff like that. So and of course, like I said, being on saxophone, obviously the other instruments help. So I'm like, okay. So that's what kind of motivated me to practice like I never did before. Like, oh, I gotta learn this rock guitar solo, and all this stuff. And now singing, that helped a lot too, You don't have to be the best singer. People just want a good time,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
And
And
even
the
that took a
violin. When did you pick up the
right
violin?
violin. That was like 3 years ago.
Okay.
To um I'm playing on like a 6-string violin. It's crazy. It almost go low to a cello.
What is the difference between the violin and the viola?
Right. So the viola
The viola.
is pitched lower, and the violin's pitched higher. That's so think of it like the violin is an alto saxophone, right?
Right.
And then the viola is a tenor saxophone in that retrospect. So it goes
Okay.
slightly lower. You see, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best way I can describe it. If we're looking at the little range, the violin is actually close to a soprano saxophone's range.
Okay.
Yeah, because the lowest note that can go is a concert G, and the sopranos are like a concert A flat or something like that. Yeah. But
You know what, Q? Give me your Mount Rushmore saxophone players, man. I'll give you five. I know we get four, but I'll give you five.
okay. Um, well, John Coltrane comes to mind, of course. Um, man, this you pose a hard question. Grover Washington. My goodness, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Let me see. I would say personally, this is my personal thing. Lenny Pickett for sure.
That's hey, that worked.
Uh, who else? Who else? James Carter.
That'll work.
Right. Oh, and then is like a fireball, like Rasan Roland Kirk. Like
The
he's
two
a wild man. He's a wild man. He's definitely inspired me to play more than two horns at once.
was it three? Did he do three one time? Or was it
Yeah,
three?
he did three and
Yeah.
plays a nose flute. He's a legend.
A
Like,
nose. I never heard of
yeah, like crazy. I think he invented, he like customized his own horns.
it. Oh. Yeah, he was different.
And
That's
that's
for
how I
real.
can able to play more notes on it. 'Cause I'm like, huh? Because I looked at some of his videos and he's playing like a low note, but with one hand. It's like how you can't play a super low note.
Yeah.
So he had customized horns.
How you do too? So you do a soprano and a tenor or something, and you can just do both. How you do it? What do you do when you play two?
Okay. Well, in simple terms, you just play. You just blow to,
And
but
just yeah.
yeah, but in order to get it better, you have to have a similar resistance to both because sometimes it's like you can't play with like one that's like super stuffy and one that's not.
Oh, okay.
So I purposely get it to where both like soprano and tenor are like similar resistance. And find the comfortable hands that for tenor it's on the left side, soprano's on the right. And just experiment, So like I said, having two similar mouthpieces definitely helps big time. And long tones too, you
Yeah.
gotta learn how to articulate on there. And and definitely use your diaphragm. That's what helps gets a better sound. And work with a tuner, although you definitely will not get in tune, but getting it close, that
Yeah.
helps. That helps too. So the best advice I can give for that is just to do it. Trial and error, trial and error. I can only explain so much, but you have to try with you. And like I said, similar setups on both horns helps a lot.
That's a crowd
Otherwise,
favorite.
you won't be successful and you'll be squeaking or whatever. Sounded horrible.
The crowds love it though, don't they?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a show shop stopper,
Yeah.
show stopper. And now with the Iwi, with the Aerophone, that adds a third horn, and that's a cheat because you don't have to play, you don't have to actually physically blow as hard as a
Right.
saxophone.
Right. Yeah. That's what makes it nice. It's a break from the saxophone, really though. You get a little bit of break and you still get to sound good. You know?
Right. And for me, that adds to the show because now because it's like a synth, but in wind form. And it
Right.
makes the audience look versus if I play saxophone and keyboard at the same time. I guess it's not visually as like, oh, but this, and it kind of brings that visual like, whoa, what's he doing? It's still hard because, you have to think, oh, what note am I playing on this one? And what note I'm playing on that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah. You got a lot of stuff going, bro. Then I look at your set and I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm saying, okay, Q, so how you pull this off? So you have all those instruments on there, and I watch your videos. You put down the soprano, you pick up the tenor, then you get the
Right.
guitar and this, that, and that. I'll be like, man, that's some. How'd you coordinate all that stuff, man? You had to practice it and say, let me do this. What?
Oh yeah. I, a lot of practice and a lot of
Yeah,
trial and error, even on live shows. I'm like, you have to be bold. If you're trying to be, if you're trying to be a multi-instrumentalist and do what I do, you have to be bold. You can't be shy, and you can't be afraid of messing up. And that goes for everything. That goes for taking solos. If you're in a jazz quartet, be bold, man. Try something new, and say, okay, that worked, and that definitely did not work.
yeah,
And don't be shy. Don't be shy about it. Like, you know. And that's how I got better at instruments like trumpet. I had to go to a jazz session and get embarrassed in a sense, like, oh, crack this note, you know, and just like, nope, instead of me playing on my comfortable instrument, I'm playing on this instrument. And that will teach you a lot. That teaches you a lot sometimes, putting yourself out there in front of everyone. Oh my gosh, I just do that. And first you feel like shit, but then you're like, you know what? I'll be better next time. And are you making progress, right? And
right,
that's
right.
me, that jump started my progress. If I want to play violin in wedding ceremonies, I had to do it. I had to start somewhere, right?
Yeah,
So don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Just do it and learn from that. Learn from that. Learn from your mistakes.
that's very good advice because that's what I'm doing now. At 65, I finally played in front of people at church. It's
Oh, that's great. That's
yeah,
great.
man. And you know what, Q? I thought I was gonna be nervous. I was not nervous. I think because I'm practicing all the time now, and I just said to myself, whatever happens, happens. I'm just gonna go up there and do the best I can.
Right.
Right? Like you said.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it worked out.
Not a big deal. It's really not a big deal. You
Oh,
know.
yeah, man. Now, Q, you have a couple CDs too, because I had one, what is it, Train,
Funk Train.
Funk Train, and then you did another one in, was it
Yeah, I did.
2022?
I actually did two, which was my first solo stuff. Vibes Around Me, and then Decisions, which is the pop one. So one is R&B, one is pop.
Are you working on any more projects right now?
Yeah, I am. Slowly but surely. I was supposed to come out with one this year, but you know, shit got a little hectic. But it's great because sometimes I feel like, oh, I gotta rush it, gotta make, but I want it to be quality.
Yeah.
And I'm only getting better. I'm only getting better. Like
Yes,
the
you
album
are.
you heard, you know, the next album I'll be singing, be some other songs, and I'm trying to come out with some more originals as well.
You have your
So
own label too, don't you? You have your own record label too, right?
yeah, Q-Man Records, it's my
Q-Man.
independent.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and
Man,
yeah, I'm always, you may not see as much videos nowadays, but trust me, I'm getting better, and just when you hear something, it's going to sound really good. So
hey,
keep on the look.
hey, man, look, you always sound good, bro. You know what I'm saying, man? In all the years I've been following you, and I was telling my friends, I said, I get this guy, he's a multi-instrumental. And the promo yesterday, I said, I think he plays somewhere between 16 and 18 instruments. I just threw that out there. And you said it was actually 18. So I was
There you go.
I was right there, though. But that's all right, Q. Hey man, but this has been wonderful, man. I really appreciate your time, man. So before we go, where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
Next 5 years, um, I'll probably be traveling a lot more outside of where I am. And I'll be hopefully with my significant other, plan to have kids like that, stuff like that, and have just a more established, just be even more established than I am. Probably, I'll probably still live in PA, but I'll be traveling a lot more, like hopefully California, you know what I'm saying, where you're at.
Yeah, you come on out and holler at me.
Right, right. And just a bigger following and playing at a lot bigger places. But at the same time, still have have a family, my own family too, as well.
All right.
So
What do you do for fun, Q? Because you musiced out, man. What kind of hobbies do you have, man? Because I know you.
I love playing basketball.
Okay,
That's one of my outlets, and keeping in shape. Also, I love studying the Bible, keeping in terms with that because that just keeps me spiritually sound.
that's beautiful.
And I love swimming in the summer and bowling sometimes too.
Okay. Any golf?
No, I cannot golf.
That's an old man sport. You probably say that's for old man, huh? Like me.
No, I don't know. It's funny. I try. It's just like, I'm just not good at it like that.
I'm not either, but I do it anyway.
That's cool.
All right, Q. Hey, can you
Guess,
let her?
guess I'm competitive. I guess I got that competitive stuff. I'm like, oh, so I'm not good.
All right. Can you let everybody know how to get in touch with you, or all your socials and everything?
Oh yes, yes, yes. So you can get in touch with me. First of all, um, my website at www.aaronqman.com. That has everything. That's like your foundation you want to go to first, and on there you'll see all my other socials and just contact me by email. Everything's on there. My schedule. You won't have to have social media. You can see my schedule right then and there, and the latest news as well. But also, I do have Facebook, so you can follow me on Aaron Quarterman Jr. And also, I have another page, Aaron Q-Man, which is a little bit more personalized. But yeah, that's where I post my weekly schedule, my monthly schedule. Also, I have Instagram. It's a different name, AQ_man. And you can also see videos on my YouTube channel, which is called Aaron Q-Man as well. And also, I still have TikTok nowadays, so you can also give me a follow on TikTok at Aaron Q-Man as well. And that's about it right there.
All right, man. Well, thank you a lot, Q. I really appreciate you, brother. You know what? I'm proud of you, man. And just keep on keeping on, bro, because you're doing wonderful work, man. And you got a friend for life and a fan, brother. You know,
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Hopefully we can meet up one of these days.
most definitely, man. It's gonna happen, man. Yeah. Thanks a lot,
All right.
Q. I appreciate you, brother.
All right, man. See ya.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Aaron Quarterman Jr., aka Q Man. Check him out on all of his places that he announced, and follow him everywhere. And if you're in his area, check him out at some live shows. You'll be very impressed. This has been Dave Saxologist with Saxo Friends. Thank you guys, and have a wonderful day.